that, Blaine, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Okay, sounds great. Um, Thanks you, Patrick. You can see on the screen the agenda that Patrick just went through. We certainly appreciate Patrick and his staff at the National Operations Center of Excellence for helping us host these webinars and doing all the technical things that are necessary to get this up there so that you all can participate. And we appreciate all of you taking some time today to participate with us, and we hope we've got some, we're sure we've got some good information that'll be useful as you move ahead with the fleet challenge. So, just as some background that I'm sure everybody knows, the SPAT challenge has been around for several years. And the original concept of the SPAT challenge was to encourage agencies around the country, states and local agencies, to deploy PSRC on corridors so that we could all learn how it works and broadcast SPAT and MAP. Many of us have gone beyond that and done more than just broadcasting SPAT and MAP. And this is a map that shows all of those entities that have accepted the SPAT challenge or have deployed and are operational with the blue dots. And at last count, we believe we've got about 47 locations in 27 states with almost 700 RSUs operating and over 3,000 planned for operation and almost 10,000 vehicles planned. Many of those, of course, are in the three CV pilots. Um, there are resources on the page that Patrick talked about, and if you or an agency you're working with or a part of are not on the map and are planning to do something related to the SPAT challenge, we would encourage you to click on this link and provide us some background information. Over a year period, we did about 10 webinars related to the SPAT challenge, talked about a broad variety of things, and now we've started focusing on the fleet challenge and doing some webinars about the fleet challenge. This is the second of three planned webinars. And as Patrick said, they're all being recorded. The idea is that after an agency has deployed some PSRC units along the road to broadcast SPAT and MAP, the next step really is to get a couple of fleet vehicles out there that can receive those messages and see if those messages are received well and have the vehicle broadcast a basic safety message back. So the essence of the fleet challenge is we would, through our own fleets or with partners, um, deploy at least one light duty vehicle and one heavy duty vehicle with an onboard unit which is broadcasting, which is receiving the SPAT map and broadcasting that back. So that's really the intent, and so that's what these webinars are trying to help us with. So here's the website for the Connected Fleet Challenge that talks about how to do that talks about what the challenge is. And you'll see off on the left-hand side a bunch of tabs which will take us to a variety of parts of the Fleet Challenge. If you are participating in the Fleet Challenge, what we ask that you do is fill out this page where you provide us with name and location and a little bit of detail about the fleet you're connecting. Our intent is to have the map, and I'll show you the map in a minute, have some details so that someone could search the data and say, I'm looking for somebody that's connected a snowplow or a delivery van, and maybe even get it a little more refined than that, so that as we are all doing this, we can pull from expertise of the others who have already done it. So this uh, this site here allows you to put in some of that information so we can start building this database. Here's the map. It's unpopulated at this point. We haven't started putting any of the sites on, but that's what it'll look like on the website once it gets open and running. So we've also started collecting and assembling a bunch of resources, documents that talk about how to procure the equipment, how to install the equipment, et cetera, et cetera. And this resource page is already being populated, has been populated with a bunch of documents. So we would encourage you to go to this page on the site and start looking at procurement documents and reports and various things that we've found and we've posted. We also encourage you to share with us other documents that we could put onto this site and help people move this forward. So Today's webinar, as I mentioned, is the second in a series of three, specifically focused on the Fleet Challenge. The first one was back in October. The third one is scheduled for that first week of January. I think it's the Friday right before TRB starts, if I'm not mistaken, on the calendar here, or the Thursday right before TRB starts. So we haven't built the agenda for that one yet, but stay tuned, and we hope you'll all join us again for that call. So with that, um, we will um, we will move on and I remember who the first presenter is. The first presenter is Bob Roush from Transcore, I believe. And when our presenters are done, we'll do some Q&A and talk about all of the issues that are brought today. So